Alright guys, one of the most important concepts you're going to be learning in your algebra course is how to factor. Factoring is like undistributing. So sometimes when you're working with factoring or undistributing, you're going to be looking for what's called the greatest common factor. A lot of the times we just call it GCF. The greatest common factor, or GCF, of two or more expressions is the greatest factor that divides evenly into both expressions. I have a couple examples for you because a lot of times words are kind of tricky, but the math stuff isn't so bad. Like for example, if I have 3x take away 15 and I want to like undistribute that, and I'm giving you a hint here, I'm going to have 3 times something in parentheses. Well, 3 times what gives me 3x? It's 3 times x. And then 3 times what gives me negative 15? That's negative 5. Check it out. What I've done is like undistribute. If I thought of this as my original problem, I could distribute to get to this answer. Here's another example of what I'm talking about. If I have this difference and I'm asking you to undistribute using 2x, 2x times what gives me 8x squared? Well, let's see, it's going to be 4x, right? Because I need 2 times 4 to give me 8, and then I need x times another x to give me the x squared bit. Then I still need this minus 2x business, so in my parentheses I'm going to write minus 1. It's really important to have that there so that when if I were to distribute, I would have 8x squared take away 2x. This is called factoring. It's also like undistributing, and these things that are outside the parentheses that I provided for you, those are the greatest common factors. So in some of your homework problems, you're going to be asked to find the greatest common factor. That's going to be your first step. Later on, you're going to be asked to factor, which means pull out the greatest common factor and do this undistributing bit. So a lot of times this isn't given to you, but if you can look at these original problems and think, okay, what multiplies into 8 and also multiplies into 2? Okay, that's going to be 2. What multiplies into x squared and also multiplies into x? That's going to be 1x. That's how I got 2 times 1x. Same thing here. What number multiplies into 3 and 15, or negative 15? That's the 3. And I don't have an x term that goes into both of those. So what you're going to be doing in some of your early factoring homework is practicing finding the greatest common factor. What you want to do is look at the constants, 3 and 15, think about those, and then after you're done with that, look at the variables. Like here I only have one variable, I didn't have to do it, but here I want to think about how many x's would multiply into x squared and also into x. That's how you can approach looking for the greatest common factor of 2 or more expressions.